Good morning. Woke up blessed and refreshed. Able to get into the word early. So we're having a good day. Grateful to be in the kingdom. Grateful to be able to just read, dive into the word, and not be rushed. It is a blessing. We have a lot of things to be grateful for in this life, and I think it's easy to get bogged down and easy to think, woe is me, things aren't going my way. But remember, we persevere through faith. It's a way of discipline for God's children. What father doesn't discipline his children, right? So I pray that it's used in a way to persevere and glorify God, right? So with that said, speaking of glorifying God, I think Solomon does a really good job of doing that, showing his faith through his works, as we've been talking about. He's helping continue building the temple. And I read in there, bro, it's like he was put in 600 talents of gold, right? A talent of gold is dependent on between Greek and Babylonian. They have different sizes, but between 50 and 70 pounds of gold, right? He is sacrificing a lot. That's nothing slight. And so when we see these numbers, I urge us to check in and see what's a shekel, what's a talent, or even cubits, understanding the dimension. There's different units that they use, and it's good to just check and see what the conversion rates are so we can get a better idea of what they are in our minds, because otherwise it's just words, really. So I like to do that. It's maybe a nerdy thing for me to do, but it gives me a good idea of what I'm reading and what can I imagine in my mind type thing. So that was 2 Chronicles, the 3rd chapter. But then we moved to James, the last chapter of James, right? It was a good chapter. What I highlighted was James 5:17 through 18, which states, Elijah was a human being, as we are. He prayed earnestly that it would not rain, and it did not rain on the land for 3.5 years. Again he prayed, and the earth produced crops. All right, so what's this showing me is the power of prayer, right? And the power that we have, and all of us have, as sons and daughters of God. We're able to use this as a source for us, right? It says anybody that's sick can be healed, right? Paul's demonstrating the power and effectiveness of prayer, right? It gives you the caveat, though. It says the prayer of a righteous person is powerful and effective, right? So there's certain criteria that we meet. Are we being righteous? Are we doing it for the right reasons, right? I remember when I was young, I grew up broke, children of immigrants, but went to a private school, so I'm seeing everyone around me's got financial wealth. And so it made me seem like an outsider, made me feel like an outsider, whether or not they pushed it on me. I just felt that way. And so a lot of stuff that I'd be praying for, I'd be praying for material things. God, let me get this nice fit for school, and let me get a nice whip, a nice car once I get my license. And I was just always praying for the things that I'm seeing. My friends are getting gifts, and I'm not feeling the love, and so I'm asking God for those things. And he would give them to me sometimes, but even what I realized that even when he would give them to me, I remember I just wanted a super nice jacket. I had no bread whatsoever. I was super young, and my mom got it for me as a gift, the exact one. So there's certain times that he would do it, but even when I would get it, right, I would be like, yo, this is dope. I'm finna go show out at school, da-da-da. And I'll see somebody else got a nicer one. Dang. Or somebody would clown the thing that I was praying for. And so it never really gave me the satisfaction that I was intending for it to get. You know what I mean? That would happen a lot in the instances. And so I found that I needed to really just change that. Or even though I was sincere about those prayers, my heart wasn't in the right place. It was for reasons that it shouldn't have been, right? And so I needed to realign myself. What are those things? So I know the power of prayer when I was in desperate times of need, when I was locked up from some things that I did. It was the consequences of my own actions, and I had just no way out. I sent a prayer to God, and he blessed me. You know, I received a call from somebody I hadn't talked to in years, and they had just been tapped into or tuned in with what I was doing and reached out to help. Those are instances where it's like the power of prayer present in my life, and I see it firsthand. I see the power of what it is, but you have to be right. The need has to be right, and you have to be doing the right things, you know what I mean? Not necessarily good works and stuff, but your heart needs to be in the right spot. Do it for the things, for the reasons that God intends it, you know what I mean? And so that's an easy way to get aligned. We've been talking about the alignment with God's will, and that's all it is, really. You know what I mean? And he'll give you those things that you ask for. He really will. He's a loving Father. Let's not forget that. So the writing for the day goes as this. Heavenly Father, I was praying on my knees, thought you wasn't responding, but you gave me what I need rather than what I wanted. I was really despondent. I was living unconscious. Gave me eyes to see, and I was revealing I'm conscious. You see what I'm saying?